Shabbat Shalom from Temple Concord. This week in our Torah reading we get to the book of Numbers, and we start with Bamidbar Sinai, in the midst of the desert. The Israelites take an accounting, and so we're off in the wilderness on this journey, and what's the first thing we do? Well, when I'm traveling, once I'm on the road and in the midst of things, you sort of take an accounting of where you are. You open your suitcase and see how much you have clean left and how much dirty is already there. And you look at the map and see, well, how far have I gone and how much further have I got to go? And you look around at the rest of your supplies, and if you're in the car, you look at the gas gauge and so on and so forth. In a sense, that's what our Israelite ancestors were doing at this week's Torah portion. They were taking an accounting of where they were. They were looking at the people they had, the situation they were in. They were now 2 years into this 40-year journey. And so in the wilderness, the first step is to figure out, what do I have? Where am I right now? And that concept, though it was important for them, for sure, is still important for us today. Because even though we're not really in the wilderness, when we're trying something new, we in a sense are on a journey, and we're all sort of moving forward. And from time to time, it's important to stop and take an accounting, to check to see how much money's left in the wallet, and how much gas is left in the car, and how many people are with us, so that we know what we've got in front of us. This is why at synagogues we do dues renewals every year, and I know recently you got a letter asking you to make a commitment for the coming year. Part of it is so that we can plan ahead and plan for the coming year, and which is what our ancestors did. By taking an accounting, they could plan for the journey accordingly and figure out what they were going to need and how many people were going to be involved. And it is in that sacred moment of counting that one recognizes just how far the journey has stretched already, and how much progress has been made, and how much remains down the road. And so too with each of us. When we pause for just a moment, we can see the peaks we've already summited, and we can see the higher peaks waiting for us down the road. So in this Memorial Day Shabbat, this Shabbat when we celebrate together the Sabbath, but also mark those who gave the ultimate gift to keep our country free as it is, it's important for us to pause and take an accounting, and to take an account of what we have, and what we have gained, and what we have lost. Shabbat services at the temple Friday evening will be at 6 o'clock. Saturday morning we'll have services at 11, preceded of course by text study and Torah study. And Memorial Day weekend the temple will be pretty quiet because all of you will be out doing your own things with your own family, whether it's visiting graves and remembering people, or celebrating the beginning of the warm season, or whatever it is. Memorial Day is a time to take an accounting, to recall all that's been accomplished so far, all that's been given, but also to sort of reorient ourselves and decide, how are we going to move forward? What are we going to do to make sure that this journey continues to have the level of sanctity and holiness that we want it to have? So I hope that your Shabbat is one that's filled with rest, but also with this holiness that comes with taking an honest accounting. And I wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and I look forward to seeing you at the temple.